Chernobyl Monsters, Legends and Realities. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's equal parts chilling and fascinating: the monsters of Chernobyl. Now, most of you probably know that Chernobyl was the site of one of the worst nuclear disasters in history back in 1986. But what if I told you that out of that despair, a whole host of scary stories and legends sprang up? Stick around as we uncover the myths and realities of these so-called Chernobyl monsters. All right, before we get into the spooky stuff, let's take a quick trip back to April 26th, 1986. A malfunction at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine resulted in a catastrophic explosion. The fallout from this disaster was immense, with radioactive materials released into the atmosphere. Not only did it force the evacuation of thousands, but it also created an eerie exclusion zone where no one was supposed to go. Over the years, this once bustling area became a ghost town, giving nature a chance to reclaim its territory. Animals and plants started to thrive in ways they hadn't in decades. More on that soon. Now, what happens when disaster strikes? Humans often look for explanations, and in the case of Chernobyl, that meant legends. Suddenly, everyone started telling stories about strange creatures sighted in the area. It's like our minds just couldn't help but invent terrifying tales to cope with such a traumatic event. Movies, books, and social media played a huge role in spreading these urban legends. Stories about creepy mutated monsters lurking in the shadows. The combination of tragedy and mystery made the place fertile ground for folklore. Let's talk about some of the wild stuff people claim to have seen. Over the years, visitors, researchers, and even thrill seekers have shared their eerie encounters. Some swear they've spotted oddly deformed animals wandering about. Imagine a deer with 3 eyes. Others claim they've seen folkloric creatures similar to the Jersey Devil, or a chupacabra, a creature said to suck the blood of livestock. These stories are both alarming and fascinating, and they've kept the legend of Chernobyl alive. Let's not forget the visuals. There are photographs and videos that people claim show proof of these monsters. Some look downright convincing, others not so much. The internet has a treasure trove of supposed evidence that only adds fuel to the fire of these tall tales. Now let's break this down a bit with some science. Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Radiation from the disaster had a huge impact on the local environment. Scientists have studied the area closely, looking at how radiation affects the DNA of plants and animals. While there have been genuine mutations, much of the bizarre creature talk is more fiction than fact. Researchers have noted things like larger sizes or changes in fur coloration. But let's not get carried away. The reality is likely less thrilling than the legends, which are maybe just a way to make a traumatic event even scarier. Speaking of fear, let's chat about how this all affects our minds. The idea of Chernobyl monsters speaks to a deep part of human psychology. We often blend folklore with our understanding of disasters and trauma. It's almost like these stories provide some kind of coping mechanism, something relatable to help us process the horror of what really happened there. Additionally, the tales of Chernobyl have become embedded in local culture. They bring people together in storytelling and create a sense of shared experience. It's fascinating how something rooted in fear can evolve into a narrative that keeps people talking. So what have we learned today, folks? The monsters of Chernobyl certainly capture our imaginations, but the reality is a mix of fact, folklore, and a coping mechanism for trauma. From genuine mutations to the wild stories spun from fear, Chernobyl continues to fascinate us. It serves as a stark reminder of the impact disasters can have, both on the environment and our minds. Thanks for hanging out with me as we explored the spooky legends of Chernobyl. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts about Chernobyl monsters in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.